Hello everyone. Remembering who we are and whose we are has never been more important than it is now. We've been living through unprecedented times. It's been an adventure, but for some of us maybe we've had enough adventure. And then here comes election season. We could not have more than we have to pray about. All of that took me back to a time when I had a big dispute with a faculty member. It went very badly. He eventually left the job because he was so disruptive. He created lots of enemies, and I was one of them. Before he left, I thought, wow, how could we be so lucky? But once he was gone, I never thought about him again, but I'm sure both of us carried grudges, hard things that we never examined, and years went by. And then one morning I was walking in the lobby of one of the hospitals and I bumped into him. When I saw him coming, I must admit I tried to duck out of his way so he wouldn't see me and I wouldn't have to speak to him. But he called out my name and he immediately said, "I need your help. My wife is upstairs in ICU and she is not expected to live, and I need someone to go and pray with me. Can you go and pray with me?" Of course I said yes, and as we got by the bedside and we started our prayers, all of a sudden God's healing grace poured into the room, and all of the disputes and hard hearts that we'd shared all those many years turned to something of God's healing love. You probably remember when Jesus said, "How can you pay attention to the speck in your neighbor's eye, but overlook the log in your own eye?" In the coming weeks, we'll need to remind ourselves who we are and whose we are. We'll need to share that with our friends and with our neighbors. We'll need to remember that we are all created equally in God's eyes, and that whatever perfection we think we carry is an illusion. We'll need to remember that we are forgiven by the grace of God even when we didn't deserve it. In the coming days, it will be tempting to join the us versus them game that we can see just by turning on the television. It will be tempting to look on social media, to ruminate about how the other side is wrong. That's not what God is calling us to do. God is calling us to pray for our enemies, to pray for our friends, to pray for each other. I want you to call a friend whenever you think you've had all you can. I want you to take a moment and step back and remember that we are all created the same. Remember who you are and whose you are. Let's trust God to work out this election season, and let's remember at all times that we need Jesus, and we need to pray for the love of Jesus to infuse us and all the people around us.
Hi everybody, I hope you're all doing well. We're coming up on what could be a difficult time, and we thought that it would be well for us to anticipate that and do what we can do to help to remind you and others who we are and who we represent. Jesus sent his disciples out to preach the good news. The kingdom of God has come near. And he said, "See, I am sending you out like sheep in the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves." Sheep into the midst of wolves. And Jesus does not say, so you need to wolf up. He does not say you have to out-wolf the other people. Instead, he suggests that we need to be loving, forgiving. That is our witness to the world. especially in difficult times, especially in the dark. So you and I are watching the news, some of us too much, and it's easy to be infected by the division and hate. We need to remember who we are. We need to remember that we're following Jesus, and we need to shine the light of Christ into the world. I hope you vote. I hope you take your place in this mechanism of responsibility. And I hope you love and forgive and shine the light of Jesus